Ladies and gentlemen, it is the end of the week.
The beginning of the year.
The beginning of the year, which can only mean one thing.
Happy New Year's?
And very first Smackdown of 2015, which means this is the Smackdown Rundown. Holy crap! Wait! It's a lot of violence. Why is the Smackdown Rundown always violent?
I don't know.
There's a lot of crazy shit happens. Speaking of violence, we opened up with we were supposed to have the Cutting Edge Peep Show on SmackDown.
With Dean Ambrose and Bray Wyatt.
Yes. Instead, we just got Edge and Christian come out. They were talking about what happened on Raw. Mm-hmm. And the fact that because of what happened on Raw, if anything... Well, actually, no.
They talked about that on Main Event.
Yeah, that was Main Event. Okay, so this is something we didn't mention on the
midweek wrap-up.
But that if anything happens post this week to Edge and Christian own and run WWE. Because they filed a multi-million-dollar lawsuit after what happened on Raw.
Yeah, but also this then leads into that J&J Security arrive at SmackDown to oversee everything on behalf of the Authority.
With a prepared statement from the Authority stating that Triple H and Stephanie had no idea what Seth Rollins was going to do. Seth Rollins acted on his own.
And they apologize.
And they apologize. Edge and Christian don't really give a damn.
No.
But, yeah. Joey Mercury putting on his big boy voice.
Yeah. I thought he was like a miniature Howard Finkel.
And then we get Edge and Christian making matches for the night. They make Roman Reigns versus Rusev, and they make Big Show versus Ryback.
So big, powerful matches.
We got some heavy-hitting matches, but we open up with Bray Wyatt versus Eric Rowan.
Yes.
This is the first time that Bray Wyatt has interacted with either of his Wyatt family brethren since releasing them, setting them free, and we kind of had that, like, you know, Bray Wyatt at the beginning was like, you Rowan, lay down, you remember me, I was the one that saved you.
He's trying to get a cheap win.
Yeah, and Rowan took the mask off and said no, and then they just started hauling off on each other.
Yeah.
Bray Wyatt taking a hell of a clothesline and a boot from Eric Rowan,
but quickly took the advantage on the outside.
Yes.
Posting Rowan, and then also setting him up against the ring post head first and avalanching his head into the post.
Yeah, that was messed up. This was good. I liked, because they kind of had the history, it was a good little setup for the match. Made a lot of interesting moments, which led into the end where, after beating the hell out of each other, they kind of had this moment where they were head to head, and they were like, it was almost like a moment of, hey, they're realizing that they still like each other and they still appreciate each other, but Bray Wyatt would take advantage, getting Eric Rowan into Sister Abigail, hitting it, and getting the 1-2-3.
Yeah. This, to be honest, to me, I think was the first big test for Eric Rowan. This was the first time I feel like he was put in a match with a person who isn't exactly what I would consider a ring general.
Yes.
Somebody who, doesn't run A+ matches every single time they're in the ring. I mean, he hit, we mentioned all this earlier in the week, matches with Cesaro, Tyson Kidd, Kane, all super good workers. Bray Wyatt is good, but I feel like he's good for different reasons. Mm-hmm. It's not his in-ring workmanship. It's a combination of that with the character and the craziness and the hype around him, more so than his just, putting on the top-notch quality matches every single week. So this to me was seeing like, okay, how does Rowan feel, or how does Rowan look and act going in with somebody who's sort of more on the average scale, not the above and beyond scale.
Yeah. And it worked out really well. Just before I went to commercial, we had Bray Wyatt saying, talking to Dean Ambrose, saying, if I'm able to do that to, my flesh and blood, someone that I care about, someone that I love, what am I willing to do to you? Setting up more for the ambulance match that'll be happening this coming Monday on Raw. We have a really weird backstage segment where Edge and Christian were talking.
Mm-hmm.
As we said, J&J are like overseeing everything they do. Edge and Christian say, "Well, yeah, I guess we should do our 5 second pose."
Yeah, like they were talking, and then like they seem to start setting up a plan for J&J Security to like take over their shtick.
Yeah,
and they do, but I feel like something didn't happen.
Well, I think this might have set up for the later backstage thing, which I'll hit on that because I actually don't have it in my notes. So we'll start with this one. They kind of like distract J&J by saying they're going to do their pose, and J&J go, no, we're going to do the 5 second pose. And so they start posing, while Edge and Christian kind of like saunter off camera. Later in the show, they find Edge standing next to a bathroom door. And they're like,
"Where's Christian?
Hey, hey, where's Christian?" And he's dropping the kids off in the pool. I don't think you really want to like interrupt him during that. He goes, "No, I got something I want to say." And he goes into the bathroom, and it happens to be the women's bathroom.
You hear a woman scream, and Jamie Noble runs out real fast.
Yeah, and so I think that might have, because that was really the only other association they had with each other throughout the rest of the night.
Well, except for the office bit.
Oh, that's true.
At the end of the show.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I felt like the 5 second pose business, I felt was awkward. And I felt like something was supposed to happen. Like, I expected, like, a bucket of water to get dumped on them, or, like...
Didn't happen.
Yeah, something to happen. They get hit from behind by, like, Ryback or something. Nothing.
Well, it was still kind of fun.
They were left unscathed.
It was funny and slightly awkward. Our next match, we had our usual singles match teamed up with a tag team feud.
Yes.
With the Usos and R-Truth taking on Dustin Dust and Adam Rose.
Talk about an eclectic looking combination.
Yeah. We were already confuzzled when it came back from commercial and we had Adam Rose and Dustin Dust standing in the ring together. We're like...
I mean, Usos and R-Truth you can pass off as a unit.
Yeah.
But Dust to Dust and Adam Rose.
It's a whole different beast right there.
Yeah. And all the Rosebuds at ringside.
Yeah.
Still hot.
Yeah.
Lara Croft Rosebud.
I like the kitty. I like all the Rosebuds. The girls are just ridiculously hot. This week, especially. Yeah. This was a really good match, though.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of really good action. Everything just kind of breaks down.
It's one of those things, too, where a lot of times matches involving guys like Adam Rose and R-Truth generally end up getting, like, the 2-minute match slot.
Yeah.
On the show. And this is kind of that brings it back to, like, oh, yeah, these guys can put on really good matches if given the time.
Yeah. And, stemming off of the Cutting Edge Peep Show from Main Event, they're really putting over Adam Rose as the heel.
Yes.
They do the thing at the beginning of the match, which they kind of did on Main Event. They did the what's up, R-Truth yells what's up, the crowd yells it back. Adam Rose tries to yell it, they boo him, and then they do the whoop, there it is, and the crowd's all into it. So they're really disassociating Adam Rose from
being a fan favorite.
The crowd, which is good, which is exactly what they need. And I think that's what really lent to this match, is that you don't usually get the Usos versus Adam Rose, and you don't usually get Dust to Dust versus R-Truth. Mm-hmm. And so there was a lot of different styles going on, a lot of different people to work off of.
I'm loving all these tag team 6-man tag things without Sheamus.
Yeah. Apparently Sheamus is going to be out past WrestleMania.
Really?
Yep.
So whatever happened to him was way worse than I thought.
Yeah.
Takes a long time to recover from ass implants.
Hashtag ass like him. If you don't know that, follow him on Twitter.
Follow him a month ago.
Yeah. I'm sure you still find it. But yeah, so the end of the match is just like dive spot fest.
Well, yeah, R-Truth dove onto Goldust real quick, and then Stardust yells "Make a wish" before he does the falling star.
Oh my god, it was hilarious.
But then Adam Rose found himself in not Coolsville.
No,
double teamed between the Usos.
Yeah, stuck in the ring with both the Usos. Double super kick,
super
splash. Adam Rose loses The Usos and R-Truth pick up the win. Yeah, it was a really good match.
It was fun.
I'd be okay with a rematch out of that
Raw?
one because it'd be
On Raw?
potentially
Alright.
or main event next week.
Let's give it more time.
Yeah. Then we had one of the two matches set by Edge and Christian. We had Big Show taking on Ryback.
You were let down so hard by this match, I feel.
Like, I don't know how to describe. Like, it wasn't bad, but the one thing that bugs the shit out of me is that all this time, Ryback's been wrestling as Ryback. And I enjoyed the segment on Raw, adding another layer to Ryback. But why? Why the fuck is all of a sudden his leg something to target? That
Well, it's surgically repaired.
It pisses me off to no end.
You have to look at that scar.
Well, he's been Ryback for 2 years.
Yeah, he's been going. He's been back from his injury for close to 2 whole years, and
He did Hell in a Cell with CM Punk.
twice.
What the fuck? No. This should not be a thing.
It's a thing.
Stop it.
They're probably not going to stop.
I'll even say what I said while we were watching SmackDown. Let's get rid of the Ryback leg injury and let's bring back the bunny. Because, holy fuck.
He is completely recovered from this injury.
He picks up people on his fucking shoulders on a regular basis, adding more weight to that leg than his already 280-pound frame. What is an elbow drop to the leg gonna do? Why? Stop it. Stop it now.
But it's had multiple breaks. And it's surgically repaired.
4 years ago!
Scar.
4 fucking years ago!
Close up on the scar.
Jesus Christ. No more.
It's completely... it's like, I love character development as much as the next guy, but...
This was too far.
This was character development / regressing to 2 years ago when he first came back from his injury.
You make this character who's strong, and you've added a personal connection to, all of a sudden you give him a weakness.
Yeah, I mean, to be honest...
Here's what they should have done. The fact that knee or that leg is a target, you should have had either Big Show or Rusev, who makes his presence known in this match, do something destructive to the leg to make us give a shit. Don't just give us a close-up of a goddamn scar and then make us pretend, oh yeah, that's totally a legit injury that he's totally selling right now.
Yeah. Well, I mean, the fact is...
Crush it in a chair or something. Fuck.
When he came back as Ryback for the very first time...
TLC.
When he came back as Ryback for the very first time, there was never a mention of the fact that he's been gone from WWE for a very extended period of time, injured.
Yeah.
I mean, this storyline only would have made sense to start with.
Yes.
Like, for the beginning of his career. Instead, they spent, 8 months putting him over jobbers every week.
Yeah.
But...
And then running the John Cena angle and the CM Punk angle, and then turning him heel, and then running a tag team, and then it's after he goes out with a groin injury and comes back and his face again. Now you want to put a fucking weakness on him? That makes no sense at all.
Yeah,
You've done his career backwards.
Yeah.
Fuck you.
It's
anyway.
Remember when I broke my leg 3 years ago?
It still hurts.
Everyone beat up my leg now.
I'm dumb as fuck. I don't want to say I like Ryback. I do enjoy Ryback.
We could be okay.
Let's get back on track. He starts to get the advantage again. He's getting ready to hit the meat hook on Big Show.
Yes.
Concussion grenade goes off. Flag drops. Rusev and Lana.
I was expecting Kane.
I was too. I was expecting pyro. I was expecting just the lights to dim down to red, and I was expecting Big Show or Kane to walk out and save Big Show. Instead,
Here's another thing, real quick. I was kind of surprised to not see Kane show up at the end of Raw.
I have a feeling he's doing negotiation stuff with the Authority, probably getting his job back.
Okay. I just would have figured he would have been there to help welcome them back at the end of the show. Since he was their director. He was their due.
He's probably doing paperwork.
He's getting ready to direct some operations.
So yeah, Rusev and Lana are coming down. This distracts Ryback. He steps through the ropes, and he's telling Rusev to stay away, stay back, and this allows Big Show to punch Ryback in the face. He falls out. Big Show wins by countout, and then did he get tossed back in the ring, or did he roll back in the ring?
I think he rolled back into the ring because I remember JBL was touting about how no one had ever recovered from the knockout punch so fast.
Yeah.
He wasn't up and fighting yet, but the fact that he was already crawling back into the ring and trying to move around, that he's it's crazy. No one's ever come back from the knockout punch so quickly, and Rusev tried to capitalize by attacking him and ended up getting dumped out of the ring. Yeah,
tries to lock in the accolade. Ryback says no. Ryback's a little beat down, but he still thwarts the attack from Rusev. Then we had our next installment in the Matadors versus the Masters little tag team.
The Matadors versus the Mailmen.
Yeah, the Male Masters.
The Meltadors.
The Meltadors? I think you combined the wrong tag team names.
The Meltadors.
The Mastadors. Mastador! It's exactly what
Conquistadactyl.
This was a much more shortened version of their tag team match. I think this is the third time they've done.
I think so, yeah.
But they've split it up really well.
Yeah.
With a lot of different matches in between. Still really good. I love Tyson Kidd and Cesaro. Holy shit.
They have such amazing chemistry as partners.
Just immediately. There was no setup to this at all. It's just been... There was no hesitation to this. It was we're a tag team. Alright, we're a tag team. Yep. And they made themselves a fucking tag team. They end up beating the Matadors with the Ricola... I'm calling it the Ricola Buster.
Okay.
This is the Ricola Bomb and the Blockbuster. So.
Yeah, this is good too because it was actually off of a counter of Fernando trying to do a Hurricane Rana.
Yes. Yeah, he goes down and Cesaro says nope. Grabs the arms, brings him up, gets the blind tag from Kid. Kid does the Blockbuster. 1, 2, 3. And I love... They did a little pre promo.
With Natty trying to get the high five.
Yeah, and they end up high-fiving each other. And
they did it again.
Yeah, and Natty gets in the ring, and they're up on the top turnbuckle celebrating together, and she's like, oh yay, trying to be happy for him, but she's just so sad.
It's a good tag team.
It is.
I'm digging it.
It is. I want them to be the next tag team champions.
Coming up on a strange realization about this week. No New Day.
It's true.
And with the midweek in SmackDown, no Dolph Ziggler either.
I think they were running a lot of house shows this week because it's their first week back from holiday break, so they were running extra shows this week. So
it's possible.
I think that's a good thing that they probably had Dolph Ziggler running as a main eventer on one of those on a house show or something. But yeah, I didn't think about that until you brought it up. Our next match wouldn't actually be a match. I was kind of excited to see what it would be. Curtis Axel taking on Dean Ambrose.
Yep, Axel came out, Ambrose came out, and Ambrose beat up Curtis Axel a lot.
Yeah.
Before the bell ever got a chance to ring. So the match never did happen.
No.
But if it was a match, Dean Ambrose would have won with Dirty Deeds.
He did hit Dirty Deeds.
Exactly, that's why he would have won. That's when he would have won.
I was actually waiting for him to pin him after he hit it because I wasn't totally sure if the bell had rung yet or not. It did not. And then Dean Ambrose starts to tell Bray Wyatt what he's going to do to him.
The ambulance has secretly made its way back to the entrance area.
Yeah. He says...
He'll smash his head into the windshield,
yeah,
run him over.
I'm going to break the windshield with your face. And then I'm going to run you over. Then I'm going to break each one of your fingers.
So you can't crawl away.
And then I'm going to run you over again. And then I'm
Dean Ambrose is really morbid.
And then I'm going to tie you to this bumper. I'm going to drag you all over the arena. And then just when you can't take it anymore, I'm going to pick up your lifeless body and toss you on a slab in the back of this ambulance. And then I'm going to get in the driver's seat and we're both going to take a ride straight to New Year Hell. Which I was unaware that was a thing.
That's a place.
Apparently. That must be located adjacent to Bray Wyatt's Purgatory.
No, it's right next to Easter Island.
Oh, that's way easier to get to.
Yeah.
Do you want to talk about
the... I am to another holiday joke. New Year's Hell. Easter Island. Get it?
Oh. You're funny, Kevin Hawk.
I try.
Do you want to talk about the video game the new Ascension promo? Their little vignette in the back.
Yeah, they did another vignette, which I thought was strange because they had already debuted at this point.
Yeah.
But this one was like, you saw more of their bodies.
Yes.
So there's much more backdrop going on, and it looked like a Mortal Kombat vignette. Like, this was
like cutscene, like an old Mortal Kombat game.
Yeah, like if they would have put little video clips in between the fights in like Nintendo 64 Mortal Kombat, this would have been one of those. And
this was them talking about the history of badass tag teams. First it was Hawk and Animal, the Road Warriors. Then came Demolition, and now it's Connor and Victor, the Ascension.
That's a long gap, by the way, between like
Demolition
1991 to 2014. Like,
yeah,
really?
That's a hell of a jump.
You couldn't have found any other badass teams between then?
Hey, they had limited time, okay? At least they talked about two good teams.
Yeah.
So yeah, that was interesting.
Mm-hmm.
This would lead into their destruction of Cliff Compton Light and Pseudo Uso.
Yes. Jobbers. One of them. One of the cousins of the Usos.
Yeah. Lance Anoy, who was Pseudo Uso, is actually a cousin to Roman Reigns and the Usos.
And former Ring of Honor Tag Team Champion Rhett Titus
was Cliff Compton Light.
Yeah.
Yeah. This is what they need to do for the Ascension for a little while.
They need to give him the Ryback treatment.
Yeah. And it's necessary because I feel like they didn't really get over with their destruction of Mizdow on Raw.
Because everybody likes Mizdow.
Yeah. But I feel that still should have garnered them heat though, because people like Mizdow. But yeah, it didn't really do.
Didn't do much for him.
Didn't do anything for him at that point. But yeah, this is what needs to happen with the Ascension right now until they find a feud for them to go, which I'm guessing will probably. That's why they kept the New Day off.
You think?
They're gonna set up Ascension versus New Day. Dark versus light. It makes sense.
Which is funny because the light is dark, the dark is light.
This is true. I can't deny that. Then we have
yin yang match.
Then we have our final interaction between Edge and Christian and J&J. Edge and Christian hanging out back in the office. J&J come in and go, hey, you guys need to get out of here because we gotta get the office ready for the Authority to come back.
Which is weird because the office travels from place to place. So they could have just waited until they set the office up on Monday to do this.
Yeah, because they just have to take everything down. But they remove the Edge and Christian stuff and place it with the Muscle and Fitness cover with Stephanie and Triple H and the Thy Kingdom Come DVD cover. And then they decided to leave, which was stupid.
So you guys could see yourself out, right?
Oh yeah.
Sure, yeah.
Edge just happened to have a couple of markers, and they decide to draw all over the Muscle and Fitness cover. Stephanie gets a unibrow from Christian, and Edge turns Triple H into like
a king of the doofuses.
I don't even know.
He gave him a crown.
He had a
and
crown,
what appeared to be a cape.
a fucked up cape, and it looked like a bird beak.
So well, it's a giant nose.
Okay, fair enough.
And Christian crossed out he spent a lot of time crossing out some of the words on the cover. So I'm curious what he was crossing out.
I'll have to go back and see if he left a little message there for the Authority. And then in our main event, we had Roman Reigns taking on Rusev. I actually thought Roman Reigns was going to beat Rusev a couple times.
It seemed like it was possible, but I don't think they're going to have it on just a SmackDown.
Yeah. A lot of good stuff, though. I was definitely into the match. A lot of hard hits, like we would expect from two guys like this. Unfortunately, because...
Called it.
I know.
Disqualification.
I thought for sure... Because Roman Reigns had his cool little moment where he knocked out the Russian flag in Big Show.
At the same time.
At the same time, he sideswiped the Russian flag, which got stopped on the guardrail, and punched Big Show.
He knocked it down, but didn't let it touch the ground.
Yeah. So
and punched Big Show.
So he was aggressive yet respectful to Russia, and was a dick to Big Show. Just punch him in the face. But yeah, Roman Reigns ends up hitting the Superman punch on Rusev. Referee goes down for the count. Big Show pulls Roman Reigns out. They start fighting on the outside. And then Roman Reigns gets the revenge on Big Show by dumping him over the announce table, and then...
Which I loved. The announcers obviously knew this was coming.
They moved the chairs and everything.
Yeah, they moved everything the other way so Big Show didn't have to land on shit.
Yeah, which Roman Reigns did. He tosses Big Show over.
I would have liked to see what happened to Michael Colt if he was still there when Big Show flew over the...
Oh, dead.
Yeah?
Dead Michael Colt.
Dead?
Well,
Yeah.
That's a lot of humanity being thrown at your face, and when you're as small as Michael Cole, I think I'm bigger than Michael Cole, and I'm not that big.
I don't think you're bigger than Michael Cole.
I don't think so.
Yeah, I think he's taller than you.
I weigh more than he does.
Probably. Well, he's just stretched out a little bit more.
Yeah. Roman Reigns ends SmackDown looking strong. Big Show's buried under the table.
Yeah. Well, no, I'm not gonna... Roman Reigns had the comeuppance at the end, but I don't think he finished looking strong, because they kept closing up on him and he looked like he's about to cry. Repeatedly.
Well, he did get beat up by Rusev and then had to fight the Big Show.
Yeah, so Roman Reigns looking like a strong crybaby.
Which is what one does after facing Rusev and the Big Show.
Yeah. Sure.
But that was it for
Most people look
SmackDown.
unconscious.
That's true. Not Roman Reigns, though. That makes him look strong.
Okay.
He was still awake.
Mm-hmm. But in immense pain.
Yes.
Try not to cry.
He was on the verge of passing out.
Ah.
That's it for SmackDown. That's it for the end of 2014, the beginning of 2015. We've it's been a pretty good week.
Mm-hmm.
I think we had good shows all the way around. And then next week, let's hope WWE can keep up their role, since they are getting closer to the Royal Rumble. And we'll have the return of Lucha Underground, which will make our week even better.
Yeah, episode 29's got a lot of good stuff coming to it next week.
Yes,
Lucha Underground coming back.
Lucha Underground returns. We got the first Raw of 2015, which will have the ambulance match between Bray Wyatt and Dean Ambrose.
Mm-hmm.
We got the return of the Authority going on there.
We're going to have the results of the first round of Top Prospect Tournament.
Yes, since it's all happening right now while we're recording this.
And Fantasy Warfare's coming back.
Fantasy Warfare. Me and Kevin Hawk going one-on-one. Matchmaker Thomas Wolf.
Well, we can't guarantee one-on-one. Could be tag team. Could be.
Well, you and I.
Yeah.
It's one-on-one.
Unless I have a partner.
What if I get a partner? What if I get 4 partners?
Well, if you get 4 partners, let me know, so because I can call more people.
Alright. So yeah, Fantasy Warfare. Travis Colt versus Kevin Hawk.
Woo!
Thomas Wolf will be making the match. He'll be deciding who wins, which will be the results will be on the following week's episode. As we say all this time, we got all the videos over there in the playlist. We got all of our information down in the description. Like, favorite, subscribe, comment. Be sure to check out our Facebook page. I mentioned this earlier. I'm doing a little trivia thing, posting stuff each day about this day in WWE history. So be sure to go over there. Let's start talking about that. Follow us on Twitter. All that kinds of fun stuff.
Tweet to us. Email us.
Email Kevin Hawk.
I got my personal email address down there.
You can't even do that with me and Thomas Wolf.
No, if you want to get Wrestling Rundown generic mail.com.
No, fanstalkwrestling@gmail.com. Which is what we want. We want fans to talk wrestling here.
Whatever. Generic.wrestling.youtubevideo.com.
And since it is the beginning of the year, we
Yeah,
have a special project that should be unveiled here very soon. So be sure to look out for that. Be sure to share us with your friends. Get them in on the conversation.
Bring a friend to Wrestling Rundown week next week.
Yeah. Let's talk about wrestling.
Let's talk about that.
Good. We'll see you guys later.
Yeah. Bye.